Hello, happy Monday everyone. Now you will see today that we are far away from Save Money Cut Carbon HQ. We are actually by the sea. We are visiting another company that has sustainability close to their heart, and that is Adnams. Now you may know Adnams for their beer, or if like me and you like a tipple of gin, you might know them for their Copper House gin. Now what has that got to do with sustainability? Well, I promise you, me and Lewis, our cameraman, are not just here for a day trip by the sea. We are actually here to talk about all things sustainability, and I will let Steve, Adnams head beekeeper, tell you a little bit more.
Lovely, well thanks very much for coming, and we'll get you in a bee suit and see how good you look.
Let's see this.
That's it. Bravo!
Look at that.
Yeah, and in fact, it's the size you want because it keeps it away from your skin.
Okay.
The bees can't get through. But there you are, you're very safe in that.
Wonderful.
Right.
Let's go see some bees.
Security systems are now in operation throughout this site, and your presence has caused an activation.
It's just to really wind the bees up to chase after you.
What they do, Kirsty, is that makes them eat. They think the forest is on fire, so when this smoker goes on,
Yeah.
they'll smell that and then they'll immediately start to eat, to fill up, ready to move perhaps, and that calms them down. And it's like you when you've had a Sunday lunch,
Okay.
you're less likely to want to do much. You want to just put your feet up and have a rest. I love the smell.
I love the smell.
I love the smell of
It's
smoke.
nice.
Yeah.
Right, let's pop your veil over and make sure you're togged up properly before we go anywhere near the bees. That's one of the most important things, is to make sure that that's it. Straight over the top, and I'll zip you up. Good, very smart. Right. The bees in this box were going to swarm.
Okay.
They were at Henstead and they were making queen cells, so if I didn't remove the queen, she would fly off with about 20,000 bees.
Right, okay.
And that can be a nuisance if they went into somebody's house
Yeah,
or roof space.
absolutely.
So responsible beekeepers keep an eye and they remove the queens when they're ready
Sure.
to swarm. And she's here now making a new colony. She thinks she's swarmed. This is a nuke box, or a thermal box. And in here is some apple cider vinegar and
Oh, wow.
sugar, and you can see they're feeding on that. There they are. And we pop this down here.
And if people wanted to attract more bees into their garden, what type of things could they do?
Well, one of my favourite flowers for forage is borage seed. Borage is very, very good.
Oh wow.
Now in here, bees are building nicely. They've only been here just over a week. Just give them a little puff of smoke. Yeah, comfy.
Goodness me.
And in here, is a nice frame of food.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
And they're feeding on that.
Wow.
Do you see how lovely and gentle the bees are?
Yeah.
They're really gentle bees. So we'll just lean that. This frame is a frame of foundation. And they're drawing the foundation, building it up, ready for the queen to lay.
Wow.
So that was just an ordinary sheet of foundation, and they're producing wax, their wax gland, and building that up into that honeycomb pattern. There's no eggs in there at the moment.
And what do you do with the honey from these?
The honey goes, some goes to Adnams to the hotels,
Right.
and some goes to a little shop called The Box at Southwold, and there's quite a following because I sell raw honey
Ah,
straight from
okay.
the hive. And I'm looking for the queen. Now you see
Yes, that's what I was hoping we'd get a clip of.
this is brood, and that lovely biscuity colour is a perfect colour for the brood, and she's laying very, very well. This is a very strong little nuke. There she is. And there's the yellow.
Oh, there she is, look.
Oh yeah. Oh wow.
She's a lovely queen, really lovely queen. I'm going to pop her back. If you're really gentle with the bees, they're not troubling you.
Yeah, no,
There's-
absolutely.
There's no fuss, they're quite happy. It's not the best day for them. We'd like to have a bit of sunshine, but that isn't to be at the moment.
Well, I feel very calm and safe, which is always a good thing.
I feel a lot safer wearing a bee suit.
Yes, me too. Me too. I agree with you.
But there you can see, and this is honey, and this is pollen. You can see the yellow pollen.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Yeah. And there is some nectar in there.
Wow.
And they'll turn that into honey by just popping the proboscis in and out and fanning with the wings and evaporating the water content off. So this is set, lovely set honey, and that's just being prepared. But they're quite happy here, very strong, very happy.
And is borage the best thing for bees to put into your garden, or are there other plants?
If you look in the seed catalogue,
Yeah.
many of the suppliers will have a symbol with a bee saying that they're bee-friendly plants. So there's many different.
Which is really interesting because we actually sell SeedBoms that contain borage, and they're a great thing to use in your garden because you
Absolutely.
can literally throw them and they do their own thing.
And the nice thing is when we get summer, you can use the flowers and pop them in ice cubes and have them in your pins.
Yep, or your gin.
Or your gin, yeah.
What do you think, Kirsty?
To be honest, it's a lot better than I thought. I was a bit scared. I'm not a big fan of things with stings, but actually I feel very calm, I feel very safe, and it's been very, very interesting, and I'd definitely do it again.
You look great doing it.
And I look great doing it.
Look at that.
So can you tell us a bit about the bee corridor?
Certainly. You often hear about people wanting to start corridors of this and that. In my
Life lesson: don't film near chickens.
mind's eye, I could see that it was important to create a bee corridor from Pakefield, where my apiary is, where you just visited.
Yeah.
And then it will wend its way down along the Suffolk coast, an area of outstanding natural beauty. And these little apiaries will link my apiary at Pakefield with the distribution centre at Reydon.
So it starts here, and so this is part of the bee corridor as well.
It is.
I see.
And these are probably the most easterly bees, until someone says different. They're really, really close to the easterly point.
Wow.
And they do quite well here. And it's something that links all my different apiaries with the drones and with the queens when they
Okay.
go off to mate. You know.
Okay. So if someone like me or someone like Lewis fancied having a hive in their garden, is that something that is possible?
Well, it is, but it depends where you site it. It depends how close your neighbours are. It depends what support you get from your neighbours.
Sure.
Personally, I don't site bees anywhere unless there's plenty of room for them. You can
Okay.
see this is a very big garden,
Yeah.
and they'll just do what bees do
Yeah.
and not trouble anybody.
Okay.
And I'm confident of that. And I maintain and look after them every 7 days.
Yeah.
I get a visit, more sometimes. And we make sure that they're not ready to swarm.
Nice.
Bees at work.
So now we are at the end of the bee corridor. The bee corridor started at Steve's hives. We then visited a hive along the way, and now we are at the end. And the great thing about this is that the bee corridor is a culmination of lots of different people in the community offering to have the hives in their garden, so you can create a real loop of sustainability. And if it's something that you want to get involved in at home, you can shop our range of SeedBoms that have all of the types of seeds that bees love, including the borage. They're extremely easy to plant. You wet them, you throw them in your garden, and then they pollinate. So there we have it. Sustainability really doesn't have to be hard. It can be as easy as planting seeds in your garden for pollinators, or what better excuse than being more eco-friendly than trying a new tipple and finding a new favourite.
So I want to say thank you, Steve, for letting us come along this journey with you today. It's been really, really interesting.
Well, that's very kind of you to come, and I'm pleased to showcase what we do. We're very proud of our bees at Adnams and the Bee Corridor, and please do plant a few seeds, and remember that May is new mow day and dandelions are good for bees.